Well, this won't be a very long one. That's what she said. No. This is just going to be basically the Disneyland Railroad from 1991 with a little addition, because back then they had this thing going on called Afternoon Avenue, which was a precursor to Toontown. I think they actually had it while they were building Toontown. They had this kind of a cross-promotion with their cartoons in the afternoon, DuckTales, Tailspin, Chippendales Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, all those Disney cartoons that were famous in the early 90s. They kind of decorated, I guess you'd say, the area between It's a Small World and the Matterhorn, that walkway there, with all kinds of cartoonish looking buildings, you know, temporary things though. It was just there for kids, and they had like an archway over the walkway that said Afternoon Avenue. And it was essentially supposed to be downtown Duckburg, I think it was. And so, in addition to that, on the Disneyland Railroad, when they got to the point where the train was going to go from New Orleans Square to what would be Toontown Station, what was Fantasyland Station, and it was at the time Videopolis Station, from crossing, you know, the back side of the park where the Rivers of America is, that part was replaced, the spiel I'm saying on the train was replaced by Baloo the Bear and his buddy Little Britches from Tailspin doing a little bit of the narration between New Orleans Square and Fantasyland. So this version that you're going to hear of the 1991 Disneyland Railroad includes that part, so it doesn't have the original, or at what was at the time the original train speech, spiel, whatever you want to call it. But I do happen to have that portion from a different tape, so you'll get to hear both. First I'll just let this play through as it was written, I think it was Labor Day 1991, and then after that's finished I'll stick in the part that they covered over with Baloo the Bear and Little Britches, just so you can hear both. And for now we're going to listen to a little bit of Main Street. I was sitting on Main Street waiting for the train to pull in, and then they started making an announcement for the fireworks, or no, for the Main Street Electrical Parade, and the damn train came in and got sound all over it, so blew that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here is the Disneyland program reminder.
Howdy, folks, and welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. While we're moving, please remain seated and keep your hands and arms inside the train. And no smoking, please. We've doused the smoking lamp. On our round-trip tour of the Magic Kingdom, we'll be stopping at Frontierland, Videopolis, and Tomorrowland, and then wheeling on through the Grand Canyon and the fascinating primeval world. The coach you're riding in is tied to one of 4 genuine steam locomotives of the Disneyland Railroad. Since they've been running this line, these trains have covered enough track to stretch around the world 150 times. Now, if you hear the roar of lions, that's cause we're in Adventureland. And let's hope the engineer doesn't slow down, because this is one part of the trip where we don't want unexpected passengers. Past the tunnel is our first stop, Frontierland Station, gateway to the Old West and New Orleans Square. If you plan to disembark here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Now arriving at Frontierland and New Orleans Square, Frontierland Station. Everyone just coming aboard, welcome. Please remain seated while the train is moving and keep your hands and arms inside the car. And no smoking, please. The smoking lamp is out. We're tunneling under the slopes of thrilling Splash Mountain, the biggest, wildest water flume ride anywhere. Here you can join in the fun as Brer Rabbit leads Brer Fox on a hair-raising musical chase you don't want to miss.
Steaming through the Frontierland wilderness. Now, if you're real quiet, folks, you might be able to hear that rare call out here in the wild of the Disneyland pine tree. That's right, folks, our Disneyland pine trees make noise. They just sort of say M-I-C-K-E-Y. But seriously, folks, if you look out to your right of the train, actually that's pretty much in front of you, I guess, you'll notice that the riverbed's missing one important thing: water. That's not because of the drought, folks. That's because Disneyland is making way for a brand new attraction here called Fantasmic. It's going to show up in the April of this year. It'll feature a 40-foot fire-breathing dragon as well as a laser light fireworks spectacular. Also in April will be the return of old watercraft such as the Mark Twain steamboat and the Columbia sailing ships. We do hope to see you back in April when Fantasmic opens on Tom Sawyer's Island. Now if you look out in front, you see those lights on that fence. That's the Big Thunder Wildlife Preserve. We can find such things as the timid John Deere, the Caterpillar, and the Bulldozer here. And right next to that is the Big Thunder Ranch. I just want to say something else, didn't you? No, folks, that is the Big Thunder Ranch where you can find some animals regular ones, like horses and donkeys. And we're going to be passing through that Fantasyland tunnel right up ahead.
Coming up is Videopolis Station, gateway to Fantasyland, where Disney's classic animated films come to life in a magical land of fun and fantasy. Now arriving at Videopolis Station, right next door to It's a Small World, the Matterhorn, and all the wonders of Fantasyland. Please remain seated till we've come to a complete stop. Videopolis Station.
Look at all those people running to catch the train. Run, run, run. You can't catch a moving train until it stops. Well, we are coming up on Videopolis. No, folks, it's on the other side of the trash can. No, over where that guy in the black is standing. Yeah, over there, all the way up there. There you go. It's going to open up the gate now.
Bear with me. I decided to play the Afternoon Avenue crap after. That way I can have the complete 1991 train. So now we'll pick it up where we left off.
Now leaving for a complete trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. Stops at Tomorrowland, Main Street Station, and Frontierland. Last call.
For everybody just coming aboard, welcome. Please stay seated and keep your hands and arms inside the train. And no smoking, please. We've doused the smoking lamp. We're traveling past It's a Small World, a delightful musical voyage saluting children around the globe. Leaving the land of fantasy, we're moving on to the world of the future, Tomorrowland. Back in the old days, all the locomotives ran on two rails. But here in Tomorrowland, they've developed a new breed of train, the first daily operating monorail in the Western Hemisphere. Recently, the new Mark V monorails were added to the line, where they now glide high above the ground between Tomorrowland and the Disneyland Hotel. Around here, there are all kinds of ways to move about, from the Autopia, our own pocket-sized superhighway, to the People Mover, another innovative means of transporting folks developed here at the Magic Kingdom. Tomorrowland is also the home base of Captain EO and the intergalactic adventure Star Tours. stop, we'll continue on to the Grand Canyon and the amazing primeval world. Please remain seated until we come to a complete stop. This is Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland Station. To everyone just coming aboard, welcome. Please stay seated while the train is moving and keep your hands and arms inside the car. And no smoking, please. The smoking lamp is out. The next leg of our trip takes us along the rim of the Grand Canyon. The wildlife around here is rather sheepish, so please, no flash photography. We're supposed to view the canyon from the top looking down, so stay seated and no leaning out of the car. We wouldn't want anyone to see what the canyon's like from the bottom looking up. Was knee-deep in warm primeval seas, swarming with odd critters. Later, giant dinosaurs bigger than a locomotive thundered through the swamps. Our train is traveling back to that time, far into the past, to the strange and fantastic primeval world. Seated until we come to a complete stop, and then gather up your baggage and carefully step off the train. It's been nice having you aboard the Disneyland Railroad, and we hope you have a pleasant stay here at the Magic Kingdom. This is Main Street Station, Disneyland, USA.
Doesn't want to cooperate. Never does. So that was the complete Disneyland Railroad, 1991. And just a minute here, if you'll give me a minute, I'll let you hear the part that they stuck in during the Afternoon Avenue crap. Is this it?
We're now approaching tomorrow.
Oh, nope. Laurie's not here, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. I don't think she's going to be. I think she's preparing for her Valentine's Day with her hubby. And Laurie's got some plans, I'll tell you that. Sure would like to know what I'm listening to. It's hard to know. Okay. I got it. Here comes Baloo the Bear and Little Britches. I don't know what the deal was with Little Britches. I never watched any of those cartoons, so all that stuff was lost on me. One more time. This should do it. So for a few months in 1991, this is what you heard between New Orleans Square and Fantasyland, or Videopolis as it was called.
Hey folks, this is Baloo speaking. Now for everyone just coming aboard, we're asking you to please remain seated while the train is moving and keep your paws and arms inside the car. And no smoking, please. Now, me and Kid Cloud Kicker here are going to pilot you to Videopolis Station.
Hey, Baloo, is this Splash Mountain we're passing under?
You better believe it, Little Britches. Splash Mountain, the wildest, wettest water ride anywhere. Oh, man, it's the next best thing to flying.
station at Afternoon Avenue.
Oh, Disney Afternoon Pal.
And if the sun's still shining, folks, stop on by and see me in my new dressing room. Now we're arriving at Videopolis Station, right next door to It's a Small World, Fantasyland, and Afternoon Avenue. This is where we get off, kid.
Now please stay seated till the train comes to a complete stop.
And thanks for flying, riding with us, folks.
Your attention, please. The Disneyland Limited now leaving for a complete trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. Stops at Tomorrowland, Main Street Station, and Frontierland. Last call.
So there you go. That was during the run of Plane Crazy at the Fantasyland Theater, I just remembered. So it was all tied in with Afternoon Avenue and all those cartoons. The kid's name was, or the bear, the baby bear, whatever his name, Little Britches, his real name was Kit Cloud Kicker. So, just in case you cared. Not that I do. But I just remembered that, or I heard that when they said it. So there you go, Disneyland Railroad. Nowadays it sounds more like the monorail. They don't have the deep voiced announcer anymore. They have some guy that sounds like he belongs, telemarketing or something. Really sucks. But it's the same great old train as we used to have, so at least that's the same. Zippity-doo-dah.